Right, delighted to welcome along Harry Fry to proceedings well, we can reflect on yesterday a little bit, Harry. We can talk about the season ahead, hopefully an exciting season for you. But how are things, first of all? How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yeah.
Long trip up?
Not too bad, actually, yeah. No, traffic was good at 6 in the morning from Dorset. It's, makes the 303 and M3 light work at that time of day.
Yes, 6 o'clock's half a lion for you anyway, right? It's not too bad.
Yeah, so pretty much, yeah.
Whenever we have a get, or we know who the guest coming in is, and they have a neutral runner on the day, we cheer them home and want them to win. Your horse ran very well yesterday, a creditable run, I thought, over a trip that was always going to be inadequate.
Yeah, if the cat fits, exactly. Last year we ran him started over at fences, and although he won and ran with credit, he was never reaching the same heights as he did over hurdles. And we went back to hurdles in the spring, but he wasn't enjoying his racing then, and he's had a good summer break. And yesterday was very much just to get him back, and it was great to see him running with enthusiasm. Sean said he felt like the horse of old, and he showed a really good attitude. Okay, we were no match for the winner, who was impressive, but over 2.5 miles there, it was a lovely comeback run, and we've got him in actually the valuable 3-mile handicap at Haydock on Betfair Chase Day. So hopefully he seems to have come out of that in good form this morning, and so hopefully we go there.
The handicap hurdle there, the race that Paisley Park's won in the past.
Exactly, yeah.
What's he rated now?
Well, we were 150 yesterday, so hopefully the handicap's not going to take too much of a differing view from on that. It'll certainly not go up anyway. But
definitely shouldn't off the back of being beaten like that by Bruin up.
Exactly. So
maybe even dropped a bit, Harry.
Well, you never know. So he might be feeling a bit. Might be feeling generous. So because I imagine we'll have top weight, but. He's a Grade 1 winning 3-mile hurdler, so we just think, why not have a go at a valuable prize like that? So.
Can he still be a Grade 1 winning 3-mile hurdler, do you think, or is he just not the force of old?
Well, I think, he's 9, rising 10. Unowhatimeanharry won a Grade 1 at 11, so who's to say why not? But it was just great yesterday to see him sort of with racing with enthusiasm, enjoying himself. So we'll see how he progresses, but I imagine we'll stick to hurdles now.
Do you regret going over fences at all, or was it always on your mind with him?
No, I think he was obviously bought by Simon Mettier and Isaac Swede, and they were keen to see him over fences. So it was now or never last year to try. And he was third in a Grade 1, albeit when you watch the race back, it was very much under sufferance at Kempton in the Quarto Star. So you've got to try, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But he's much happier over the smaller obstacles, and that's where his future, I imagine, will stay. Yeah.
You mentioned, Harry, retired and brilliant, as you say, a Grade 1 winner at 11. How is he, first of all?
Yeah, he's retired and happy with us at Hard Crockemore, and he's going to be very spoilt and is already very spoilt, and we're looking forward to giving him a long and happy retirement.
So that's nice that he stays with you. He's obviously a hugely special horse to you. Absolutely.
He's a 4-time Grade 1 winner. It's sort of it's the stuff of dreams, really, and very grateful to Mr. McManus and his family for gifting him to us, and we owe it to him now to give him a lovely home in his for the later years. So, just giving us some days we'll never forget, and challenge now is to find another one like him, but I imagine we won't. It was sort of once in a lifetime from where he started to where he ended up.
It was unbelievable. I should have looked at the mark he started off with you with, and then go on to win a Grade 1 over hurdles. Can you? Is it etched in your memory?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
There you go. It's difficult to forget.
Exactly. Yeah.
Boy, it was a good thing of 1, 2, 3, Harry.
Yeah.
Well, when you first got him, did you think, seriously, this could be a winner at the top level or not?
No, he was a maiden hurdler, and we bought him for our racing club at the time, and we just thought he was going to be a great fun horse, and he could run regularly, he could go and be competitive, novice handicaps that season. So when he went and won his first race, and it just kept snowballing. And And I remember we won a Temps qualifier at Exeter, the race before the Cheltenham Festival, and there's sort of a bit of a quandary. Well, do we go for the Temps or novice, Albert Bartlett? And of course, I mean, it was an easy decision in the end because it's only a novice once. So we went to the Albert Bartlett, and well, the rest stays history. It was a great day. So Noel gave him a fantastic ride, and a day the members of the racing club will never forget, as we know neither. So.
What was the best day with him? Was it that day?
Well, that was special. Obviously, it was our first and only Cheltenham Festival winners to date. But I think actually the day it's sort of etched in memory, that, I mean, it's sort of hard to choose between his 2 Punchdown Festival successes. I mean, he obviously went back the following year to Cheltenham and as red-hot favourite for the Stayers Hurdle and got beat, only finished 3rd. And so then to come out a month later, and it was an absolute ding-dong of a battle with Nicholas Canyon up the straight at Punchdown, and to just come out in that tussle was to see 2 really good horses, 2 brilliant jockeys at their very best. That was special, but I think just narrowly topping it was 2 years later and coming back at the age of 11.
He got a really good reception that day. I was fortunate enough to be there, and the Irish crowd had really warmed to him.
Yeah, and it was just because, I mean, he'd obviously been a brilliant horse, was a great horse, but just obviously he was 11, he's not getting younger, and so days were beginning, his better days looked behind him. So to come back to that unexpected win at that level was just, very special.
So you mentioned you've got to find the next, you know what I mean, Harry. Who is it?
Well, hopefully there's a few in there that might, they've got a long way to go yet, but there's a few at home that possibly, could go all the way.
I think everyone was very excited by Mettier, who we last saw at the Cheltenham Festival in the Supreme. The perfect season for Mettier is what, Harry?
Well, he ends up a multiple Grade 1 winner. But it's over hurdles.
Right.
I mean, we're starting off hopefully back going to Newbury at the end of the month, and for the Jerry Fielden, he's got a mark of 1:44. And it was actually a race that Rock on Ruby won on his first start of his second season as a hurdler, that he then went on to subsequently win the Champion Hurdle. So, I mean, I'm not saying he's a Champion Hurdle horse yet. I mean, he's got a long way to go, but we're hoping maybe down the line he might develop into that. But there's no point in me sitting here and talking about it. He's got to go and deliver on the racecourse, and so we think that's a nice starting point, and then see where his sort of season progresses from there.
Were you disappointed with Cheltenham?
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was a good winner of the Tolworth, and I know people were knocking the form and things like that, but still, you could only go out there and win it. And I mean, Cheltenham, I mean, that was probably our last really good day of the season at Tolworth Hurdle Day. In January, we had a double there, and White Hot Chili Filly won the listed Mayor's Hurdle on the same card for Chasing Gold. And then from then, just everything sort of seemed to go to pot, really. we went for weeks without a winner, and it just, despite everyone's hard work.
Goes, coming into the Cheltenham Festival, that's not a good time to feel out of form. Did anything come to light?
Well, there were some horses where some horses showed signs of our challenge and others didn't. And I mean, he incidentally was we were very happy with going into Cheltenham. He'd been and galloped and done a great piece of work around Wincanton, and he had, and what it came back was, I mean, he had a very, sort of rare, first time I come across it, but he actually had an infected arytenoid cartilage, which makes up part of the larynx. So essentially, he couldn't breathe. So you can sort of forgive him.
Yes, that was after Cheltenham.
Yeah, that was immediately post Cheltenham. We sort of diagnosed that. So I think we can forgive every horse one bad run, and certainly we decided to just give him the good summer break to get over, and pleased to say he's done that. And although we'd sort of initially thought we'd be starting off maybe in a Greatwood, it's not quite going to be ready until the end of the month. So we think, Jerry Fielden's a lovely race to get, all being well, get his campaign underway.
What, come the end of the season, what do you think his likely best distance is going to be?
Well, I think he will get further for sure. And I was mulling that over the other day, actually. If we go starting 2, would we be going up in trip at Fred? But I don't know, it'd be interesting. I mean, he's still only 5, so I think, I mean, the form he showed in testing ground last year, I think as he gets older, he'll definitely be going up in trip. But for the minute, we'll be sticking to 2 and seeing how he can progress in that division.
Yeah, you mentioned White Hot Chili Philly won on that day as well.
Yeah.
Continuing your excellent record with mares. I think I say that a lot. Harry Fry is very good with mares. Is that overdone? Do you think, or is that true? You seem to have a very good record with them.
I mean, we've been lucky to have some very good mares. My first Grade 1 win, a bit of a puzzle over in Ireland, was obviously that's the mares novice hurdle there. So at Ferry House's Easter meeting. So I don't know. We obviously like training mares, and they've been some very good horses.
That's White Hot Chili Philly winning, as you say, at Sandown on Tolworth Day, and then she went on to Cheltenham and it didn't work out again.
No, she's a proper mudlark, and she needs proper soft ground. I mean, obviously beating Stormy Island there, who went on to win Grade 1 at Punchestown, but she's just a real tough and consistent great horse for that the Racing Club Chasing Gold, who are great supporters of ours, and Tom Chadney does a really good job giving everyone some really fun days, and we got some nice sort of horses to run for them, but she's the top of the list.
If I looked at the yard owners wise, there does seem to be a good mix of the high end, very top quality owners, but a lot of good fun racing clubs as well. Is that something that you at the yard have tried to embody?
Absolutely. I mean, racing club syndicates are a great way of being involved, and it's great if you're in a position to have your own horse and maybe multiple horses. That's fantastic, and we're very grateful for the support of those owners. But it's obviously not everyone's in a position to do that, so we try and make ourselves affordable for any bracket, for whatever level anyone wants to get involved in. Hopefully we're sort of approachable and ready, and we can cater for anyone's needs, really. So it's a good balance, a good blend. At the same time, not being sort of overly dependent one way or the other. I think that's important as well.
If I was to look at your career and a career arc, if you like, of the journey, is it fair to say that a couple of years ago there was perhaps a slight transition where, I mean, you had some very big names initially, great success initially, and then do you, like I suppose every yard has to go through, a slight transition with the older top quality horses retiring, moving on to other things, and then you almost have to rejuvenate and start again? Is that fair? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we were lucky to train 50 plus winners 2-3 seasons on a trot, and the last couple of years we haven't hit those heights. Be the first to admit that, and I mean, luckily it's not like football. I'm not a football manager, because if it was like that, then quickly I'd have known which way I was going. But
would you be a good football manager, Harry?
No, probably not. So I know. I mean, we haven't reached the heights that we've strived for the last couple of seasons. But you're right. I mean, horses, they come and go. Luckily, in our game, they stay around a bit longer than they do on the flat. So you can sort of ride the wave a bit longer. But we're probably guilty of, as you said, we were lucky to have good horses and nice horses and being sent horses. And then after a while, you have to restart. You have to go again. And what we've done in the last couple of years is work very closely with Kevin Ross, and obviously he's found Mettier and Ask Me Earlies and things like that, and Boot Hills, and so it's sort of working closely with someone that can source those good horses for us, and that's a really key relationship, and we feel that that's sort of helping us to sort of bring in these nice horses again and work back towards hitting the heights that we sort of strive to. We're never going to go out and be 100 plus winners a year. I mean, we're not sort of, that's not our aim, but I take my hat off to all the yards that do that, because it's a fantastic achievement, and the logistics and everything that go around with that. It's I just tip my hat to them. But we're very much always sort of, we've got a new yard of 80 boxes, and our sort of focus has always been on sort of quality rather than sort of quantity, and that's what we're sort of aiming to do, is sort of try and be competitive in the good races, nice maidens, novices coming up through the ranks, and seeing if we can take them all the way.
So you are not the person, I think you set your stall out pretty early to say this, and I think people looked at, say, you and a Dan Skelton, who both had a similar upbringing in the racing world and learnt your craft with Paul Nicholls, who have perhaps just gone a slightly different way, down with a huge amount of horses, and although perhaps things have adapted slightly, but hitting the summer running, lots and lots of winners, and definitely an ambition to be a champion trainer. You would pitch yourself slightly differently against that, right? Yeah,
I mean, we've run very few through the summer. We only ever have a handful, and possibly from a business accountant's point of view, they're looking, screaming, saying, "Why haven't we got more horses in the stables?" But I mean, that's always been our approach, is sort of as I said, focus some more on quality rather than quantity. But at the same time, you need those horses coming through. So it's finding that balance. But I mean, we just feel for us is, as I said, we're in a new yard. We've been there just over 12 months now, and I think last year was a really big learning curve as well, and we learnt plenty. And we made changes over the summer just to the routine, how we sort of work the horses, the use of the gallops. And so, I mean, the horses have come out and they're starting to run well this autumn. And so that gives us confidence that what we're doing is right. And hopefully, albeit we haven't achieved anything of note yet, we feel like if they're not winning, they're running full of promise. And as long as they go on and build and the season progresses from their first run, then great. But we feel like we've given ourselves a platform now to sort of really kick on again and get back to where we were, as competing in those good races. But it's obviously an exciting time of year.
You're flying. I mean, you've had a really good start to this season. I'm sort of getting the impression that perhaps you found last year a little bit harder than maybe you let on, or than certainly I look from the outside looking in expected you had. Yeah,
I think, I mean, it's when the horses aren't running well and your natural instinct is to question everything you're doing, and I think it was we just took stock over the summer. Of course, through when COVID happened, first lockdown, the season came to an abrupt end. And our focus then was on building the yard, moving into the new yard, and then getting to grips with it all. And it was last season we went into it still with builders under our feet and learning all the time. So and then it was great, obviously, to have a first Grade 1 from the yard within 6 months in Mettier's Tolworth hurdle victory. But it was a big learning curve. And as I said, obviously. I mean, I'm sat here talking to you, but Kira is at home, my wife, and it is very much a team effort. And between us, we've put a lot of hard work and thought into it. And we're just delighted that for not obviously ourselves, but all the team at home and their hard work, but most importantly for our owners that have stood by us and supported us, that we can hopefully reward their faith and confidence and really sort of go into this season all guns blazing.
You need a learning curve, don't you? I mean, as a trainer, there has to be a journey you go on. What are you? 7 years into?
Well, this is actually my 10th season.
Is it really?
The license.
There you go.
Yeah. But I mean, I'll only be 35 in December, so I feel like hopefully we've still got plenty more years ahead of us than behind us. And it's all about experience, isn't it? Life is about learning from experiences and adapting and we feel like we're sort of hopefully sort of heading back in the right direction. And
where are you numbers wise at the moment, Harry?
Well, we got 60 in. So
and is that your ideal?
Well, no, I said we've got 80 in the room for 80, so we'd like to get back to capacity. But that was sort of the only way of doing that is by delivering on the racecourse, and it's very nice me here talking to you today, but it's about results at the end of the day, this business. And so hopefully, if we can keep delivering on the racecourse, then hopefully we can build those numbers back up, and it's sort of self-fulfilling then. As we learned when we started out, our first season we had 20 horses, and we were very lucky to have some good horses, and sort of things took off for us. And as you said, it hasn't the last couple of years hasn't been quite the same, but we feel like having made the changes that hopefully we can get back on track.
If training was easy, probably even more people would be doing it, right? So there you go.
Well, yeah.
So a rebuild of a yard,
Yeah.
Working with your wife, as you say, day in, day out, and a young family. I imagine it's a bit of it's quite a challenge.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is. It's, you're trying to do everything to the best of your ability, and it's finding that time, that balance is can be hard sometimes. But I didn't actually go up to Aintree yesterday in the end, and it was nice to be able to go and do fireworks night at the girls' school. So, and as we were going, and the girls told me, "Are you coming, Daddy?" And well, yes, I am actually. Yeah, so it's
But that's the thing, right? You've got there is a so racing is so all encompassing.
Yeah.
It is every day of the week, bar those few days a year where you actually are afforded a break.
Yeah.
And even when you get your Christmas Day, you got Boxing Day the next. Yeah. So, is there a part of you that goes, I don't want to miss my kids growing up?
Yeah, oh, definitely. And there are the days, and you think, oh Christ, and you miss the parent-teacher evening or the nativity play or something like that, and you just think, well, these only happen once. Okay, they happen every year, but there's only 4 or 5 once, and the that sort of real sort of. I mean, people keep telling me, and the more they're sort of, I mean, Ruby's nearly 7 and Aaron's 4, and it's sort of, they say it goes by fast, and when you say Ruby's nearly 7, it feels like, wow, where's that time gone? So, but I mean, they're fantastic, and they bring a different perspective to life as well, balance to training, and I mean, at the end of the day, if they're well and happy and healthy, and that's what matters. Inevitably, you have a good day on the racecourse and you come home and they're fighting and roaring the house down, and it's sort of, something's happened or done this, and then you have a bad day on the racecourse, you come home and they're bright and bubbly, and it just has a funny way of levelling itself out, really. Yeah, when you get home, it gets real. Yeah, exactly.
Harry, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Good luck for the rest of the season. I hope the good form continues.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks very much to Harry Fry.